Hello beautiful people, I'm Red and this is my guide to the Halls of Atonement. So I made a boss cheat sheet patterned after the Wowhead raid cheat sheets, and that's going to be on some of the slides. And then at the bottom here you see I have the boss timers. Okay, so Halkius is the first boss. He's a single target boss. There's a tank buster, some area of denial puddles that you got to stay out of, and you have to dodge a spell called Heave Debris. And then the intermission is called Refracted Sinlight, and those are just three lasers or four of them, and you have to they move in a circle, and you just have to not get hit by the lasers. So the Sinlight's at 35 seconds, a minute 24, 214, and 304. That's probably when you want to use your healing cooldowns. But for the most part, you want to be doing healer DPS. Okay, so this is the first boss, POV in PTR. So you see this is the first ability that you need to watch out for. It summons a puddle on the ground, and he's just going to slam on the ground, crushing slam, slam on the ground, just get out of it. And I would recommend you try to like not stand directly on players. The second ability is that ability just happened here. So the tank gets a big brown circle, don't stand on the tank, don't get hit by the tank buster. Pretty simple. And the last ability that we need to kind of worry about, again, he's doing the slam on the ground here, just get out of the slam. The last ability is his intermission phase. So as a tank, you want to be moving the boss such that there is a space. You want to move the boss away from the puddles so that there is a space for players to like move around. And if there isn't a space, you're going to need to use a healer cooldown. Other than that, it's a pretty low healer check. So many groups, even on probably level 12, 13, I would expect to be pulling trash onto this boss because it is such like there's really no threat to the healer here. So this is the intermission, and that's really the whole fight. Don't stand in the brown circles and dodge the laser. Oh, and then the third thing is you cannot get out of this big red circle or you will be feared. Okay, so Echelon is the third boss. He's a single target boss with some priority adds. When the adds die, they're going to explode and do damage to your team. So you probably want to stagger the adds so that damage isn't too high. The second thing you need to do is there's Stone Shattering Leap. So the boss is going to target someone with a brown circle, and when he jumps on them, he's going to shatter that person and any ad that's caught in it. So when you get the brown circle on yourself, you need to run over to the ads so that you jump on them. And when somebody is jumped on with the Shattering Leap, they will become shattered and take damage over 8 seconds. What you can do as a priest is you can life grip that person out of the Shattering Leap. So you life grip him out of the brown circle as soon as the boss casts the spell. So he has some travel time. So if you life grip during that travel time, you won't take any damage. And then the last thing to remember, which isn't really a healer job, but you want to keep the ads stacked. So if you have like a knockback or a way to get the ads kind of grouped up, like a druid Ursal Vortex, then you want to do that to help your team. So this is the second boss. He spawns right when you like jump up in the front. So he just jumped out, jumped on the tank. And this is the mechanic I did not mention on the slides. So he's going to spawn a red puddle on some random ranged player. So just don't stand directly on melee, and that's how you deal with that. And right now he's about to spawn the ads. So Stone Call, he spawns the ads. And so right now, when he casts Stone Call, you need to be prepping your healing. You say, okay, I'm getting ready. These ads are going to explode. And so look, they're exploding now when they die. And you see right here is the third mechanic of note, where you get that brown circle. This brown circle should go onto the ads, because they don't actually die unless you destroy them with the brown circle. So he should go onto the ads. He's going to jump. Look, it just killed 3 ads and it left these other 2 up. So those ones will like reactivate when he casts Stone Call. So the hardest boss of this dungeon is High Adjudicator Aleez, at least from a healing standpoint. There is a dispel on 2 players, so you can only dispel 1 at a time unless you're a priest. There is a ad that when it's activated, it does big damage, so you kind of want to be using your healing cooldowns there. Adds at 17 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute and 22. And Unstable Anima is the debuff that you have to dispel. So at about 122 and 130, they're pretty close together. Then again at 145. So from 145 to 220 is a pretty rough time from a healer standpoint because of the Unstable Anima and the ad going out at the same time. Okay, so this is the 2 debuffs you need to dispel. You see I dispel one and I'm just healing the other person with the debuff, and he's about to cast this ad. So this ad just spawned, this Ghastly Parishioner, and he's focused on me. So what I have to do is I have to go to one of these little pylons, and when he gets to the pylon, he will despawn. Now, you see, he just spawned like a big red circle on the pylon I wanted him to go to, so that kind of wasn't really great for me. So what I probably should have done is dodged that circle and then moved on to the pylon that he was closer to. That's really the whole fight. There's the dispel, and then there's healing the ad. And the name of the game is just make sure you have big healing cooldowns when the ad is out, and try to dispel on cooldown. So the last boss is Lord Chamberlain. It's a really simple fight. There's really like two things you have to do. You have to dodge the statues, and you have to do big healing at 70% and 40%. So at 70 and 40%, he's going to cast Ritual of Woe, and he's going to go to the center of the room and then send these beams out towards his statues, and you have to stand in the beam so that they don't reach the statues. If they reach the statues, it's basically a wipe. You're not going to be able to heal it. And then the last thing is there's a tank buster, and he uses telekinetic toss, which is, you know, throwing the statues. So let's go and look at it. So one thing I didn't mention is there's a frontal. Don't stand in the frontal. Pretty self-explanatory. And now he's about to cast telekinetic toss. He's going to throw the statue across the room. Don't stand in the frontal yet again. Then at 77%, this is where the big healing is about to come. So you see he's about to send all the statues to the center, so he sends them to the center. Everyone needs to dodge that. And now it's time to stand between the statues and the boss. You see I'm going to move over here, stand between the statue and the boss, and it looks like I'm overlapped with this warlock. I should have seen this warlock is in the same one as me, and I should have gone to the one on the left that someone just pinged. So you're going to see what it looks like when you mess it up. There's big damage. It's not really healable. The mage moved over, the warrior moved over, we messed it up, and it's a full wipe. So yeah, you want to tell your team, hey, 70%, get in the things. And I'll show you what it looks like if you do it correctly. So again, we're at 70%, doing Ritual of Woe. Everyone's in good position. There's somebody dead to a frontal probably. So now he's casting Ritual of Woe, and I have my Shadow Fiend and Premonition of Clairvoyance. So I have all these penances, so I had a big healing cooldown for that. And I just barely managed. Then again at 40%, we're going to have the same thing. For this one, I use Power Word Barrier, and probably Evangelism or Ultimate Penitence, I guess. So yeah, and good news, Ultimate Penitence does not bug this out, so that's great. So yeah, the whole name of the game is dodge the frontals, dodge the statues, and heal big at 70% and 40%. This giant Goliath mob, what he does is he casts Thrash, and Thrash does big damage, and there's also a Dispel to worry about in this mob pack. So you see I'm doing the Dispel, he's casting Thrash, that's big damage. The other mob that's kind of to be worried about, they've nerfed it heavily since PTR, but there are these dogs, like these bear guys, and the bears apply a bleed to the tank. And so if it applies rather slowly now, but if your tank is pulling like everything in the dungeon, he's gonna need an external on these dog packs where there's a bleed. Okay, so the last trash mob that you kind of need to worry about is the mob after the third boss, before the fourth boss. He's in his room by himself, but he has all these ads to deal with. Some groups I saw, they would kill all the ads in the front and then engage this mob, because what he does is he sucks the energy. He's like a vampire. He sucks the energy out of these mobs and heals himself. The major problems on this like pack is it's like big aggro damage. Like if someone gets aggro, which when these ads are like activating, they might die. You just saw my tank died, and right now he's casting Dark Communion where he heals from some of the ads. So it's like single target, but you want to cleave the other ads so that he doesn't steal all their health. And that's really the only other mob of note. It's not too terrible of a mob. And also there are these red circles. So the red circles do single target damage to everyone with them, so just don't stack with your friends and you'll be good. Okay guys, so that was Halls of Atonement guide. My cheat sheet is going to be linked in the description, and then also the spreadsheet for the dungeon. It has all of the dungeons for the whole season, and it has all the boss timers, so you can kind of plan your healing cooldowns if you really want to. If you feel like that will help you out, I would go ahead and do that.